Obama has commuted sentences, right? He's getting to the end of his 8-year tenure, and he is cutting sentences. People have been in prison, and he's going to start pardoning people. He's not going to pull a Gerald Ford, right, and just pardon Richard Nixon. But he is commuting sentences, including 5 Kentuckians. So he just did 2 Kentuckians recently and 3 Kentuckians from before. So let's review. Let's go over these Kentuckians that have, reduced sentences now. And a lot of them are cocaine. I think they all might be cocaine possession and intent to distribute, right? So not just possessing cocaine, but also possibly selling it. And it's a federal crime, apparently. I mean, I guess it's a major federal crime. I guess state is like, just let the feds take care of it. So Tyrone Montgomery of Lexington was sentenced in 2008 to 288 months in prison. And I just did the calculations to this. But 288 is 24 years. So Tyrone Montgomery was sentenced to 24 years for cocaine. I don't know how much cocaine he had. 24 fucking years. That makes me think of that one guy in jumped out of the airplane. What was his name? Drew Thornton III. Drew Thornton III. He had a Cessna. He went to Colombia, flying that plane, dropping it into the woods, and then people would pick up in the woods and then distribute it that way. There's a lot of money to be made in cocaine. And you want to talk about the drug cartels and the violence in Mexico? Legalize everything. Be like fucking Portugal. Let's have a caring, tolerant, loving society. 24 fucking years. When it could be, sold in a fucking pharmacy just like alcohol. Alcohol is some pretty bad shit, but cocaine, in Bolivia it's legal. In fact, it's a medicinal thing. It's a spiritual thing, a Native American thing. So the people who pick cocaine or coca, work in the coca fields, they actually chew on coca leaves. It gives them energy and it helps them, work in the coca fields. But because of America's insatiable appetite, insatiable, because of their insatiable appetite for cocaine, that's why people do this. The higher the risk, the higher the reward. But 24 fucking years. I don't even know, people with murder get less fucking years than that. 24 fucking years for distributing cocaine. And his sentence was reduced to 209 months, so which is 17.4 years. So it went from, that's 6.5 years, but that's still, like, holy shit. That's still, he commuted the sentences, but it's still 17.5 fucking years, and he went in 2008. So that means in 2023, he'll be getting out. In 2000, and he still has another, 7, 8 more, I don't know. The math is getting confusing. But it's 17 fucking years, 17.5 years. And that's for a businessman, for a small business entrepreneur. Corey Ferguson of Bowling Green was also sentenced back in 2008 to 300 months in prison. So he got 2 more months. What's up with the discrepancy there? Is like what's the difference between 288 months and 300 months? The judge was like, well, you did that one thing, so I'm gonna give you 24 years and 2 months, and he didn't do that one thing, so I'm only going to give him 24 years. That's fucking nuts. And his sentence was reduced to 202 months. And so that's actually less. So he got more time initially, and then his sentence was reduced to even less. So 202 divided by 12, that's 16.8 years. So whatever that initial judge thought that he did more, Obama thought he didn't do as much. So Corey Ferguson, he's going to get out, in, it's been 8 years, so another 10 years. So is this good? I don't even know. I know people will bitch about it, but that's, release these guys. Give me a fucking break, man. This is insane. Okay, so Broderick Richardson of Louisville was sentenced in 2005 to 240 months, 20 years in prison. His sentence was reduced to expire on August 3rd, 2018. So in 2 years, upon enrollment in a residential drug treatment. So those are the 3 guys earlier this month that had commuted sentences. They're all cocaine, possessors, possible distributors. And then he, again, on Tuesday, granted commutation of sentences for 111 prisoners, including 2 Kentucky men. So I didn't know, cocaine was such a huge thing here. Fred Charles Jr. of Stopover, and Stopover's in Pike County. He was charged in 2002 with conspiracy to distribute 500 grams of cocaine and a use of a firearm during a drug trafficking crime. He was sentenced to 20 years in prison, and his sentence has been reduced to expire on December 2016. So he's going to get out at the end of this year. And he's been in there longer. He's been in there 6 years longer, right? 20 years, 2002, so he would have been getting out 2022, so in 6 years he'd been getting out, but he's getting out at the end of this year now. And, that's quite a fucking punishment. I mean, he's been in there for 14 fucking years. 14 fucking years. I don't know, that's hefty. That is hefty. 14 years of a person's life gone, living inside the system, and you want to be against socialism, but you pay for their health and wealth, and they get it. They have no rights, right? They can't say or do nothing while they're in there. We pay for their whole fucking lives to sit behind bars. I don't know what contribution does he provide to society. Michael Points of Louisville was charged in 2006 with possession with intent to distribute cocaine base. Points was sentenced to 15 years in prison. His sentence has been reduced to expire August 2008 with the condition he enroll in residential drug treatment. Earlier this month, President Obama reduced sentences for 214 prisoners, including 3 Kentucky men. All right. Okay, so that's 5 Kentucky men, all of them with cocaine. Every single one of these cases had to deal with cocaine, and essentially they get like fucking 20 to 24 years, and now they've been reduced to 16 or 17 years, depending. Right? So I don't know any of these people. I think the war on drugs is bullshit, especially when it comes to marijuana, cocaine, heroin, some of this hard shit. Okay, they're narcotics and very addictive, and they can damage communities. They said that Obama has granted a total of 673 commutations during his presidency, more than the previous 10 presidents combined. More than a third of the recipients were serving life sentences. So that's what this means for Kentucky people or anybody that has somebody serving, behind bars in a federal prison, that if you write to Obama and you try to petitionObama, you could get you can get your loved one who's behind bars a shorter sentence. And even though it sounds crazy to me, 24 years is nuts, but reducing it down to 16 or 17 years, that's substantial, right? That's 7 years. And so having 7 years less on your sentence, if you're 20, you're looking at getting out at 44. Now you'll be looking to get out at 37, and that's 7 years of a man's life, and I think that's good. That's a good thing. They're 24 years. That's fucking crazy, to be honest with you. And they didn't kill nobody, right? Nobody died. The guy had a use of a firearm, but nobody died. So, does that punishment fit the crime? No, it does not. Portugal legalizes everything. And it's, if the man next door is doing a bunch of heroin, I feel bad about it. I feel sad for him. I pity him. He's just sitting around doing heroin all damn day long. I feel sorry for that guy. But until he robs somebody or steals or does some bad shit, it's no skin off my teeth. It's no skin off my back or my teeth, there's no skin on your teeth, but there's no skin off of it either. So, yeah, go Obama.